What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology Retold action, but not just any Age of Mythology Retold action. It's main event season. It's the season of main event. I don't know what that means, but it is what it is. In the right-hand side of the map, in the blue color, playing as Isis. His name is TheRapl. His opponent today in the red color playing as Ra. His name is Matreiuss. The map is Giza. The map is Giza. So yes, Wrath of the Gods here. This is the main event, round one. What does that mean? Well, basically, we are in the group stages of the Wrath of the Gods tournament. It is a GSL style group stage, groups of four groups of four. You have to win twice effectively in this group stage to get to the quarterfinals. Losing twice means you're out. So at this point, both players have got 2 lives and they both have 0 wins at the moment, right? So they need to get their wins to get to the next stage. So everything here matters quite a lot. Relic at the bottom side of the map. We've got blue crystal shard here with that plus 5% gold and wood cost. Very, very nice relic over there. Onto this side, we've got that nose of the Sphinx. Plus 15% hit points is an absolutely huge relic on that spot. As we move up to the middle of the map here, we've got ship of fingernails plus 0.5 food trickle right there. And at the very top side of the map, we've got scales of a catoplopas. Going to be making those myth units just a little bit stronger. So the big question is, what has TheRapl got prepared for this game? Obviously, Isis has got a lot of power, packs a lot of power in the fast heroic, in super strong timing attacks, especially when you mix the myth units in. She can get a lot of myth unit power out, Ancestors Eclipse, and get a lot of damage happening. Now, on a map like Giza, gold mines can be very far forward, but this gold mine and this gold mine here are very close together. And in my estimation, there are a lot of really, really strong one town center angles which Ra can take to kind of cause problems for the Isis player. For example, if the Isis player gets, if the Ra player gets in onto this side with Wadgets, you can start poking a lot of damage onto this gold mine and cause a lot of problems. It looks like TheRapl's going to be going for a far second town center here. So we'll see how that's going to go. Or he's either going for a fast second town center, or he's mining all the gold for the heroic age first and then going to move over onto gold. But he's only got 1 monument at the moment, which does indicate to me it's going to be a bit of a fast second town center shenanigans. As we already see a couple of priests coming out, and it does look like Matreiuss is going for his own far second town center. And if we take a quick look at the players' perspectives here, TheRapl, he doesn't actually spot the town center. He does spot where it is, but he doesn't actually have line of sight of it. So he's not going to be able to see if it gets grabbed or not unless there's a villager over there. At least I don't think it will. If we take a quick look over to Matreiuss' perspective, he's got no idea at the moment either, but he does see the Sphinx coming forward, and maybe that's going to be coming for him very, very shortly here. As the town center going to be on its way for both players. TheRapl up to the top side of the map. Both players are going to be having Rhinoceros. We even see TheRapl bringing some goats up onto this spot here. Obelisk gets taken out over there. As the Sphinx searching around for a little something something. Up onto this side, goat gets getting grabbed all over the place, and we do have an armory coming down. So Matreiuss isn't going to be going for any sort of classical unit shenanigan here. Villagers coming through to grab the Rhinoceros on this spot, as well as they're going to have to pull back ever so slightly. And then what's next? And then what's next behind all of this is the big question. A couple of villagers onto wood already for the TheRapl, as he wants to grab himself that early husbandry just to boost that food income a little bit more. Look at all the goats he's got. Both players have got quite a few. There's not really any kind of super rush to get onto the herdables, but in getting husbandry nice and quick, that will allow you the extra food in order to try and get to the next age nice and quick, or the not even just the next age, but the fourth age, the mythic age, if you really want to. As the Sphinx going to come through here, we'll be spotting exactly what Matreiuss is up to. As the TheRapl just going to continue getting himself all that line of sight. You have to also remember that Isis has got the very, very cheap obelisks, only 5 gold per obelisk. It does take 20 seconds to build them, and you have a really immobile scout or unit to build these. So against most civs, this is very, very difficult to do and set up consistently. But against Ra generally going to sit back and not do a whole lot. We are seeing Sobek as the god of choice here for Matreiuss, as he's going to be finishing up on this rhino here, then dropping the monument to the soldiers. Looks like he's got his eyes on this gold mine over here, which does make a lot of sense as the vision is slowly getting cleaned up on this side. And we'll see exactly what's going to happen. Now, generally speaking, in these Egyptian mirrors, you can kind of get very, very aggressive in the heroic age some of the time. But lately, we've been seeing players going for much more fast mythic-orientated gameplay, which does leave open a lot of strange timings, which I'm not sure have quite seeped in to any sort of players' game plans just yet. For example, like instead of going for a 2 town center fast heroic, you could go for a 2 town center sort of barracks Wadjet army into a shifting sands onto a position like this and just hide it, and your opponent might get caught out. Or into a position like this, you can come and push forward. But nonetheless, Migdol Stronghold going to be coming down. There will be Nephthys available. The question is he going to drop it onto this position? The answer is absolutely yes, as the villagers will be pulling back. The Sphinx is in. We got that Pharaoh getting some good damage done, but the villagers, one going to be going down. One goes down as those minions here are going to be sitting looking a little bit silly following all of this up. As the Migdol gets dropped into the main base here for Matreiuss, just going to start pumping out those camel riders here. Minions into the main base will get greeted by a Patsukos. There is one priest in here as well, as the minions try and get just a little bit more value. But after all is said and done, these villagers on this gold mine over here, they're getting a lot of damage as the priest gets taken down. That Scorpion Man is packing an absolute punch while getting influenced by the powers of night, as Eclipse is still coming in here. There's another villager going down, but the Scorpion Man does end up getting sniped. Good find there by Matreiuss. He's going to continue to try and get this Migdol Stronghold down. Behind all of this, look at the gold for TheRapl. He already had a ton there. He doesn't use Prosperity, and now he's going up to the Mythic Age. He's going to be going through Thoth, and it's going to be full send all the way with that Mythic Age. The question is, what unit is he going to be going for, as he's going to immediately grab that Levy Migdol Stronghold, soldiers there. And the question is, which one after this is going to throw down another Migdol Stronghold over here? That Ancestors Eclipse really, really slowed Matreiuss down in this game in a big way, as Shadoof going to be coming through. We do have a handful of units out for Matreiuss, and the villager differential is equal. God Power situation, on the other hand, is we see another Migdol Stronghold coming down for Matreiuss, as we do indeed see Camel Riders as the unit of choice here for the TheRapl. As Prosperity now going to get dropped down, 27 villagers on the gold. He's going to get a ton more economy for himself. Does he have enough for Valley of the Kings is the big question right now. I'm not sure if it's 40 favor or 30 favor. I can never remember these sorts of things, but he might be a little bit short on that Valley of the Kings. As now he drops down to second. It's 40 favor. There you go. So he's a little bit behind on that, it looks like. Though with the second monument up, he could also empower that monument if he so chooses to get that favor in even quicker. But after all is said and done, it's really not that big of a deal if it comes in straight as that Mythic Age hits, or even just a little bit later, because he's still got to get himself Champion, Camel Rider, and potentially also that Conscript Migdol soldiers there, as well as the Camel Riders now pushing in onto this position as Matreiuss is trying to hang on here. He's got the population advantage, but he is getting pushed around the map quite in a big way, as another town center coming through here for TheRapl. As there's the Mythic Age, and the question is, where do you drop the Meteor, as this Camel Rider has got one idea and one idea alone. He's going straight in to the main base here, dropping that Meteor straight onto the town center, takes out the monument. The villagers do manage to somewhat get away. Only 2 villagers going down there, but a whole bunch of houses as well. Town center going to be staying alive. Temple is up as we see the raids into the main base here, but the Camel Riders of TheRapl are in hot pursuit here as well, as TheRapl has got a significant advantage cooking here. He's also now got himself that Valley of the Kings. His Pharaoh is on the Migdol stronghold, as those Camel Riders with Champion are going to be coming through here. And there's no Desert Winds here for the TheRapl at this point, so there is an angle here for Matreiuss to find a comeback if he can get to the Mythic Age. But it looks like TheRapl's timing here, the damage that TheRapl's been able to do in this game has been absolutely potent at the moment, as the Camels are going to push forward, and Matreiuss can't really do much but just retreat here. He's going to be dropping that Locust. That's something he can do. And TheRapl very smartly says, I respect your god power. I will pull back ever so slightly to stay out of it. But it's still going to push through nonetheless and get a little bit of damage done onto all those Camel Riders. But they are sitting very, very scarily here. And TheRapl races towards a very, very fast 1-0 in this matchup, as Matreiuss just simply could not manage to make it work there. GG. Well played there by TheRapl. We'll move into game number 2. Hope you guys are having a fun time hanging out with us, and we'll see you in the next one. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 here in the top of the map on quote-unquote his main god from back in the Legacy days. Playing as Odin. His name is TheRapl, or TheRapl. In the left side of the map, also on his Legacy main, playing as Poseidon. He is the Poseidon meta creator to some degree from the Legacy days. His name is Matreiuss. He is one of the many, many players who has been able to construct solid answers to very, very difficult problems with this god. Many players actually started playing Poseidon because of Matreiuss in Legacy. He was the one who kind of figured out that Poseidon was a very, very nice pick into Egyptian. He's also one of the players who figured out how to take games off the best Norse players in the world with Poseidon. And he's always been an insanely talented Greek mirror player with this Poseidon as well. TheRapl, on the other hand, he's one of the few Norse mains from Legacy that, really stuck to playing Odin. And there could be some credit in some nerfs getting handed Odin's way from just the fact that TheRapl existed. There could be. There are some other Odin players out there as well who are having a lot of success, but credit where credit's due. He had a lot of success with this god in the Legacy days. But when retold, it's a different game. It's the same game, but it's a different game. Legacy logic does not apply here. Hermes coming through right now. for Matreiuss. A very fast advance time. Very, very fast. It looks like it's a 3:15 or at least a 3:15 attempt from Matreiuss. So he is going to be moving in to TheRapl's base very, very quickly in an attempt to get some serious damage done. Theseus going to be popping out over here. We've got the Freya on the way as well already for the TheRapl. Well, I say already, it's very, very far behind, but the Theseus going to be moving forward. Relics on the map. Tail of Cerberus is a big relic to pick up for those centaurs. Scales of Catoplopos, not the most important over here. Ankh of Ra, a really nice relic to grab for both players, as Theseus is going to bring that one all the way back. Ship of Fingernails is up on this top side as well. Another really, really nice relic. But the question is, will Matreiuss be able to get any serious damage done here in the early stages of the game? He's getting a stable down. He's getting that Atalanta out. And he is going to be sending his centaur quickly across the map in an attempt to get some damage done. TheRapl's already got a wall up. He's already got the temple up and the house to try and get these villages nice and safe. What's he going to do next? The Hersur is in hand. 2 Hersur in hand. Freya is through, as it's going to be a 3:45 here, it seems, for the TheRapl. More than easily going to be able to send that centaur packing, as Matreiuss is going to need to find a easier, faster way to get in to the TheRapl's main base here. As the Valkyrie going to be swinging around onto the side here. The Atalanta is in. Pressure can still mount. Katoskopos there for Matreiuss does end up going down underneath the town center. And while sending this Atalanta forward, you can already see TheRapl's brain ticking here as he says, if your hero is in my main base, your hero is not in your main base, where your villagers are, as that Valkyrie is going to be going very quickly into that main base looking for some value. But the centaur here shall be getting a little bit of value nonetheless, as Atalanta and the centaur getting just a little bit of that dukage happening over here. Theseus is going to get sent back, but the Valkyrie is in already. We see a house coming down looking for a villager kill. He's also got that forest fire he can drop down as well, as up onto this position, still trying to put that pressure onto that wood line over there, as it's looking like TheRapl, he's now taking villagers out. Forest fire gets dropped down. Villagers retreating away. Can this villager over here get taken out? It's looking like Matreiuss can just retreat into the tower. He's a little bit slow on that one, but he manages to get it in. Another villager over here getting pushed back, as they're all going to be retreating back into the town center. Theseus is back here, but Matreiuss here takes a ton of damage. He's still trying to put pressure onto this position over here, but the Hersur is onto the centaur, onto the back there, and TheRapl microing it well, trying to take those low HP Hersur out. Can TheRapl get that one back to safety? Answer is no. Great micro from Matreiuss. He takes out a nice raiding cavalry on the back there as well. The Hippias on this spot, very low HP. Great micro yet again there from Matreiuss. Keeping those alive is so important, as we see a very quick Lord of Horses technology coming in for those of you playing at home. That one increases your regeneration rate, or gives the Hippias a regeneration rate. So they are slowly going to be getting that HP back over time here. 0.5 HP a second is a fairly decent amount of HP, especially when you leave it sitting still. I believe it's 0.25 if moving, though sometimes I'm not sure how those things work. I'm still trying to work these out for myself. Nonetheless, Thundering Hooves is going to be coming in here for the TheRapl, and that's going to be a really, really big speed advantage cooking up for himself, as the centaur pokes in onto this side over here. Going to be pulling back. We've got even more Hippias starting to come through here, as Matreiuss is slowly building up that favor pool to either build more centaurs or get himself his own spirited charge tech, such that his Hippias can get to a similar speed of those 6.6 speed raiding cavalry. As TheRapl just distracting around for the time being. Now TheRapl is going to have to be just a little bit careful. He's leaving his base, which will allow Matreiuss in here to get more damage, but TheRapl is just going to be going after reinforcements. He's sniping down these Hippias. This is what I was kind of talking about pre-game, where you get that speed advantage with the earlier Thundering Hooves. He does pick off a raiding cavalry for that one, and you can pick off those reinforcements. Really, really nice play. Super clutch in a way from TheRapl, but even more clutch from Matreiuss to get some revenge fire here. However, this early pressure has been stunted ever so slightly as medium cavalry, husbandry on the way, and these raiding cavalry with the Valkyrie now looking to push into the main base of Matreiuss. We see a random pig here as well, but there are a handful of units here waiting in defense, and they are now looking to be medium hippiest as the army of Matreiuss moving up to the top side of the map. Looking over here, there are some villages. If Matreiuss is lucky here and TheRapl isn't paying attention, there may be some kills on this spot. TheRapl does notice, but it looks like one villager is going to go down. Will two villagers go down? Answer is no. Going up to the top position here, but the raiding cavalry are in hot pursuit as they're going to get a little bit of return damage down as Matreiuss tries to retreat out of here. We see medium cavalry also coming in. The center will get sniped down. More raiding cavalry are coming in to intersect onto this position as Matreiuss trying to juke out of here, but the damage is just coming down in such a big way. Another hippiest gets cleaned up there on that retreat as another one very low HP, another three very low HP. Still no spirited charge in just yet as Matreiuss decides he must turn and fight this one. The differential in population is absolutely gigantic at this moment as TheRapl has found a clear advantage here. Sniping down the Valkyrie though with the Atalanta is a big win. However, Matreiuss doesn't want to play it out and TheRapl finds a second incredibly quick win going into game number 2 here. This was just a clinic on how to use this speed advantage and why it's kind of challenging in a way for you to go for these hippiest. Maybe the idea here, well, I mean, he has the favor in a way. So he just has to get himself this upgrade. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Spirited Charge is a must here. Sure, you're still behind by 0.1 or so speed, right? 5.9 versus 6.6. You're going to go up to like 6.5 or something. Sure, you're still behind by that. But it's enough to sort of get in and get out. Otherwise, you're going to get caught out and it's going to be a little bit too much of a challenge as we saw here. Nice play here from TheRapl nonetheless. Quick 2-0 here. We'll see if Matreiuss is going to be able to pull this back going into game number 3. And we'll see you in the next one. Game number 3. Currently 2-0 for TheRapl as he moves into this one, spawning in as Set. In the right-hand corner of the map, in the red color, playing as Loki. His name is Matreiuss. The map is Blue Lagoon. Matreiuss has not been able to find his footing just yet in this series. TheRapl has been able to get whatever he wants, whenever he wants, however he wants. But Matreiuss has to know right now that TheRapl and most players have been picking Set on Blue Lagoon. The reason why we're seeing Set as a really, really big pick on Blue Lagoon is twofold. One is there's always going to be aggressive hunt in these corners. Always, without fail. There's always aggressive hunt, and that hunt is a really big thing to grab. So Set's already got an advantage there. And the second thing that's really big is that there's lots and lots of nooks and crannies which Egyptian players can kind of get their death ball into to make it really, really challenging for raiding cavalry, for cavalry in general, to engage. And that is especially big when it comes to the Wadjet. Now, we'll see if TheRapl wants to go a different way. there is the possibility of actually going Anubis here and kind of catching a Loki player off guard in a way. You get the super spearman, you get some Anubites, and you can kind of get a lot of value with those Anubites in a big fight, going for Axeman, Spearman. But in doing that, you do give up a lot of power with those Wadgets, but also with Shifting Sands, also with Shadoof, also with all of those barracks upgrades as well. There's just so much power in Ptah right now that I'd be surprised to see TheRapl go for anything else. Now, as I was saying in the pregame, of the Loki players I've seen who have been able to find wins against a classical age set or a classical age Egyptian with Loki, Matreiuss is one of them. Matreiuss as Loki has always been one of those gods that I've always been like, this guy gets it to some degree with this god in a way that a lot of other players don't. So I'm really excited to see if he's going to be able to come up with something special. What I'm seeing right now is a really big problem for him in terms of weaknesses in his base, as we are indeed seeing that Ptah coming through. We are indeed seeing a second monument coming down. So this build, this strategy is looking very reminiscent of a certain fellow Greek player. This is looking nearly identical. Is this a 4:15 as well? I think it's looking like it's about a 4:15 advance time. No, maybe it's not. Maybe TheRapl tried to go for a... No, TheRapl's gone for a 4-minute advance time. Nonetheless. The weakness right here for Matreiuss is going to be this gold mine, these chicken, these berry bushes. Basically, all of this food on the front, how do you secure that is the big question. And what Matreiuss is doing, which I love, is he is taking the advantage here, or taking the game into his hands. He's saying, I know I've got a little bit of an advantage early stage of the game, so I'm going to get out onto that hunt and try and get as much food as I possibly can. If we take a quick look at TheRapl, at what TheRapl sees, he hasn't used vision. He doesn't know that the villagers are up here. He hasn't spotted that, but he has spotted hunt up there. We're seeing an elephant getting converted. As you see a barracks coming down, a second barracks coming down, and those Wadgets will start to come through very, very shortly. As the vision into the main base is going to see a lot, but what's missing in this main base? TheRapl's got to be thinking, there's no food villages in here. Where are the food villages? They're not down here. They're not over here. Well, they could be over here. They could be over here. They could be over here. He effectively has to be able to deduce that from the information that he's got. As we're starting to see the obelisk coming out, but he does have to be careful. The one big weakness, from what I'm told, I'm yet to believe it, but the one big weakness with this Wadget sort of barracks early attack, the early army, as we're seeing some great walls coming up here for Matreiuss in the early stages of the game to try and defend this position. The one weakness is this early push. Because the Loki player, the Norse player, he should be able to have all of the nice counters to all this stuff here. So we'll see how things are going to go. The wall getting finished up onto this side. Finished up over here. And Matreiuss is pushing forward for the moment. He wants to take a fight. Or at least he wants to do something with this army. As he pushes forward, he sees the army over here, takes out the obelisk, and he's going to be retreating away. Does take a little bit of damage onto that raiding cavalry. I think it's going to be able to survive there. Does with 33 HP. And now we see Scalloped Axe coming through. Really, really big upgrade onto this one for those Axemen. Healing Spring going to get dropped down into the main base here. These gold villages are still kind of open on that spot, but for the moment here, Matreiuss has gotten what he needs. He has walled in this food at the top side of the map. So he's got food. He's got an army. His gold mine hasn't been harassed just yet. He's not zoned in his base like also often happens in the early stages of the game. As the army charges forward over here, How are going to be pushing back. Houses coming down all across here. This Matreiuss is looking for a villager kill. I'm going to finish off that house and say, no, 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 not that one. You're going to have to rebuild that one. And he's going to have to get back out of here. But really, at the moment, all Matreiuss wants is to delay. All TheRapl wants is to start putting pressure on. He's getting himself a really early clairvoyance. That's absolutely wild. That's clairvoyance at this point is effectively another Wadget. I know I'm saying a lot about this Wadget. I know he's playing against Loki. Loki does have the stronger Herso. These Herso do pack a bit of a punch at 6.88x multiplier versus myth units. So if you can get the Herso onto the Wadgets go down very, very fast. That's a big if. Matreiuss pushing forward with these units here. Let's take a little bit of damage onto those raiding cavalry. It's going to be pulling back. See the units here pushing onto the left side of the map there as well. As one raiding cavalry does end up going down. Matreiuss still distracting around, but TheRapl is just sitting in his base. And this is just classic set shenanigans. Eating an elephant in his base, just living the dream. As the army of TheRapl going to be dropping an obelisk and starting to get just a little bit more of that vision here. As we see a couple of obelisks on the back getting sniped down. Super important to continue to deny this type of vision shenanigans. One villager on the front here. Looks like it's going to get sniped down there. You have to be so ridiculously fast. As this villager also ends up getting taken down. The villager can move over onto the goats for the time being. They could also try and sneak the chickens with maybe a wall over here or something like that. But the differential in population is actually quite close at the moment. Which is normally not what I see in this matchup. Normally it's the Egyptian player is super far in front. But Matreiuss is managing to keep himself very, very close here. He's got a lot of gold in the bank. He's taken his villagers off that gold mine in that main base there. As he is pushing around onto the back, trying to snipe down a couple of units here, trying to get the favor. He's got a handful of trolls. And he does have 6 Herso, so he is getting himself a little bit of favor every minute. That's a big help. Every little villager kill, animal kill, or anything is a big deal. As TheRapl at this point does drop the vision, but if you're shifting sands here, the villagers can literally just walk out the wall and they're completely fine. So TheRapl has got to decide, well, do I walk over there? Or not? Do I shifting sands in here and then push out or no? Answer is no. He just sees it and he says, okay, no worries. And he gets a vision every 100 seconds in this game now moving forward. The dwarves, however, they will get spotted moving on to this gold mine. And effectively here, Matreiuss, he kind of, I mean, what's his army? He does have a very strong army, mind you. But he does need to take a really good engagement as the army of TheRapl pokes forward, looking for villagers to kill. The raiding cavalry on this side still distracting around really, really nicely. As Matreiuss pushes in, going to be able to take out that obelisk. A couple of Herso diving in after the Wadget here, but villagers get pulled to deny that. Good play there from TheRapl as the raiding cavalry on this side. Couple of spearman pokes there. And I mean, you got to ask the question, is this army good enough here for Matreiuss? It doesn't look bad. It looks really, really strong. Another great haul going up in the center of the map. And TheRapl is looking very scared at the moment. Very, very scared. He doesn't want to turn around and take a fight at all. He's pulling all the way back. Villagers coming down to this gold mine over here. And Matreiuss is actually walking out onto the map. He's got full map control. TheRapl is terrified at the moment. Cave Troll will be coming in. Now we do see TheRapl at the moment going to be grabbing himself Heroic Age. As the army comes all the way back onto this spot, the units are going to be moving forward. But those raiding cavalry, where are they? Oh, they're coming back. As with Ancestors, this push is going to be very, very difficult to stop. We see Bragi on the way. So Flaming Weapons, I think it's going to be a little bit too late. Matreiuss is going to have to take a fight while he's going to the Heroic Age. How many Herso does he have? He's got 7. And he has to deal with 3 Wadgets. Electron Bullets is going to be coming through here as well. As TheRapl charging forward. Matreiuss retreating away. He can't grab the gold any longer. Armory on this side going to be going down. Do we see any armory upgrades through for TheRapl? Yes, they're starting to come in. Electron Bullets and that copper armor on the way here. But the armory getting denied. Kind of a big deal. Did he actually end up finishing that upgrade? Yes, he got himself copper weapons as the armory comes back up to the top side of the map there. House getting cleaned up over here. And Bragi looks like it's going to be in. There is a gold mine down the bottom side of the map here, but TheRapl does have a baboon over there. And TheRapl now ready to take a fight. He does have those heavy axemen on this one as Ancestors going to get dropped in. Units here for Matreiuss. They kind of stop moving. Shifting Sands comes through. And TheRapl is out of here. We do see some raiding cavalry moving in onto this position, though. They're going after the villagers here. As TheRapl turns around to take the fight, but I don't think he can. These raiding cavalry are packing 15.8 damage per second. That's a huge raid here for TheRapl behind all of this. The Pharaoh going to get taken out. The Spearmen come through, and Matreiuss now needs to actually retreat away, but he's going to be losing a lot of his units on the retreat path as the army charges forward. The Wadget's sitting on this position. Very, very potent there as the Herso charging forward as well as Matreiuss' army kind of pausing out onto that side there. He will be pulling back, trying to grab the town center in the middle of the map. It goes up very, very quickly. And now look at the favor situation. Lots and lots of favor in the bank here for Matreiuss. The game is very much in the balance at the moment. As a hill fort coming up onto this spot. This Axeman over here. Looking a little bit scary, but TheRapl going to pull that one away for the time being. Still little bits of raids down onto the bottom. The differential in villages is very, very high at the moment here for Matreiuss. As a hill fort going to be coming up. More walls coming through. As this is something Matreiuss really likes to get done, is if he can get any walls up to defend his position, he will go for it. But this army, the army of TheRapl at the moment looks absolutely terrifying. It's all the thrown axemen getting cleaned up on that movement forward. Matreiuss loses focus for a second there. What are the dwarves doing? Where are they going? As Matreiuss says, it's time to bring everything forward here. He says, I've got to take this fight. He's fighting underneath hill fort fire, underneath town center fire. The trolls on the back here trying to get some good damage done. But TheRapl here has got the answers to all of the units, which Matreiuss has. We see one Valkyrie spawn in the back there. Battle Ball going to be getting taken down on that spot. All of the raiding cavalry getting cleaned up. And Matreiuss, in that moment, shrugs his shoulders and says, GG, as TheRapl marches towards a very, very quick 3-0 victory for its first round 1 game. Congratulations to TheRapl here. Matreiuss, a valiant effort in this game 3. I know a lot of people out here would not make it this far against TheRapl's set on this map. I loved this little idea at the top of the map to kind of secure hunt and make it really hard for TheRapl to push forward. But in the end here, Matreiuss just could not quite make it work. And TheRapl too strong. Nonetheless, if you guys enjoyed this one, please consider the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next series. Oh, we're playing against Samiro. Okay, I'm playing as Loki. He is playing as Zeus. And we are waiting for other players. Okay. Something.
Skipan. Já, satt. Veiðimaður.
Any forest close enough? No. So the way to get around
Veiðimaður.
this situation is either you can do some hardcore micro between your ox carts, or you can just get pickaxe after. I'm going to just get pickaxe after because I can't be bothered to hardcore micro.
Já.
Or you could do the walking time between this. I don't think the resources lost makes up for the resources gained there, so yeah, I'm going to go this way. Oh, he's over here. This is so terrible when your opponent does this to you. I don't have more speed than him. So I have to like push these goats back. It's the only sort of chance that I have. There's just not that many goats for us here. That's not the end of the world, but it's really not good. I need to go out that way. It might be well worth it for me to go and place a temple on my secondary hunt on this in this situation, and just all in for the hold with a healing spring. Oh, I did find some goats. That's nice. I think he's going to get the vast majority of them. A goat. Looks like he's already been here.
Hver ég við á timbursveit?
Not too worried about a fast advance here. So I'll go for a 415.
Já, satt. Veiðimaður.
Já.
Tilbúin. Veiðimaður. Hver timbursveit?
I'll go for a 430.
Tilbúin.
Forgot to pre-queue that advance time. This is less than ideal because now I think I've lost my element of defense on that food over there. We could get greedy and try and get over there, but it's kind of too fast for us there, that advance time. I'm going to stay in my base.
Já.
Tilbúin. Satt. Ég vil.
Tilbúin. Ég vil. Satt. Hver þar?
Skipan.
Skipan.
Já, ég vil. Satt. Hver þar? Já.
Já.
Tilbúið. Samþykkt. Ég samþykkt. Já. Hver samþykkt? Já. Ég vil. Skipan. Satt. Já, ég vil.
What are the chances he's going for a fast second town center here?
Hver Matreiuss? Já.
Já, satt. Timbursveit. Ég vil.
Já, samþykkt.
Já.
Hver þar? Ég vil samþykkt.
Hver samfjósamaður?
Ég samþykkt. Já, satt. Til ég vil.
Tilbú satt.
Hver, já. Já,
Tilbúin samþykkt. Ég vil veiðimaður.
til samþykkt. Já. Satt, ég vil, já.
Tilbúin, já.
Tilbúin, já. Ég satt.
Slim to none, but
Já, ég vil.
Samþykkt. Ég vil
Satt, ég vil. Ég vil. Hver, já, ég samþykkt. Tilbúin, ég samþykkt. Já, já.
he's on the wrong side.
Til satt, samþykkt. Já, samþykkt. Já. Já, já, satt.
Samþykkt.
Til ég skip. Já, ég samþykkt. Já, satt. Já, samþykkt. Já, ég vil. Já, samþykkt. Hver, já, ég, já. Hver ég vil.
Já, ég samþykkt.
Tilbúin. Já, já. Ég vil. Já, samþykkt. Satt. Til samþykkt.
I should have spied that army there.
Hver já, samþykkt. Samþykkt. Ég vil, já. Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Hver þar? Skip. Já, til satt. Já, samþykkt. Já, ég, já. Ég, já, satt. Já, satt.
Tilbúin, já. Til orustuslag. Skipan. Til ég vil. Ráð. Ég samþykkt. Sækið fram.
Til, já. Satt. Ég vil. Tilbúin. Satt. Ég vil. Tilbúin. Hver þar?
Tilbúin, já.
Já. Til, já.
Já. Satt. Ég
Skipan. Hver það? Já, satt. Ég vil. Tilbúin. Já, satt. Ég vil. Hver já. Til skipan. Tilbúin. Já, tilbúin. Já, satt. Samþykkt. Hver ég vil. Já, samþykkt. Já, satt.
Já, samþykkt.
How much does it cost?
Til, já. Ég vil. Já.
Ég vil. Hver þar? Tilbúin. Ég satt. Tilbúin. Ég satt. Já, samþykkt. Til ég vil. Hver tilbúin. Satt. Matreiuss. Já. Hver ég vil. Til já. Hver já. Já.
Skip. Ég fjósa
Hver þar? Skip. Ég já. Hver satt. Já. Til ég já. Til orustuslag. Ég vil. Ég já. Samþykkt. Ég samþykkt. Þar. Til skipan. Ég samþykkt. Já. Hver tilbúin. Til orustuslag. Já. Já. Hver þar? Ég já. Satt. Já. Matreiuss. Tilbúin. Já. Já. Samþykkt. Satt. Já. Tilbúin. Skipan. Til ég vil. Tilbúin. Hver þar? Já. Samþykkt. Já. Tilbúin. Til orustuslag. Satt. Tilbúin. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Satt. Hver þar? Til skip. Já. Til skip. Ég samþykkt. Já. Satt. Hver þar?
Tilbúin, já. Grjót.
Já. Ég vil. Já. Satt. Ég vil. Já. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Já. Ég vil. Tilbúin. Ég já. Já. Ég já. Hver já. Samþykkt. Já. Satt. Já. Tilbúin. Já. Ég vil. Tilbúin. Hver það? Tilbúin. Skip. Já. Satt.
Skipan.
Já. Tilbúin. Ég vil. Hver það? Já. Hver samþykkt. Já. Satt. Ég já. Já. Samþykkt. Ég samþykkt. Ég samþykkt. Já. Til orustuslag. Hver þar? Já. Satt. Til skipan. Skip. Ég já. Ég já. Samþykkt. Matreiuss. Tilbúin. Ég já. Ég samþykkt. Til orustuslag.
Tilbúin, hver satt? Timbur
Já.
sveit.
Tilbúin. Skip. Já.
Tilbúin.
Skip. Já. Já. Til samþykkt. Ég vil.
Já, ég samþykkt.
Skipan. Ég samþykkt. Ég vil. Til já.
What are we doing now?
Já.
Tilbúin, já, ég vil, já, já.
Til hver þar? Ég vil. Samþykkt. Til já. Hver þar?
Hver þar? Tilbúin?
Ég vil. Ég satt. Tilbúin. Skipan. Já, ég viss. Já, satt.
Skipan.
Já, tilbúið. Samþykkt.
Skipan. Tilbúin. Já, já. Hver er það? Satt. Ég satt. Já. Já, satt.
Já, samþykkt. Satt. Timbursveit.
Hver ég vil.
Tilbúin. Já, hver er það? Já, já, satt. Já, samþykkt.
Já, ég samþykkt.
Já, ég samþykkt. Já, hver er það? Já, hver ég samþykkt.
Skip. Já, samþykkt.
Já, satt. Já, hver er samþykkt. Já, satt. Ég samþykkt. Matreiuss. Já, já. Tilbúin. Skipan. Samþykkt. Já, ég samþykkt. Já, já, satt. Tilbúin. Hver er til orrustuslag? Satt. Já, ég vil. Skipan.
Tilbúið. Já. Samþykkt. Bætið. Ég vil orðsslag. Skip. Já.
Skipan.
Já. Já. Bætið. Fram. Já. Hver er það? Ég samþykkt. Já.
Skipan, timbur, ég við samþykkt.
I need a market or something here.
Hver er það? Já, satt.
Já.
Okay.
Hver er það?
Oh, GG. Got him. A perfectly executed Loki game, if I do say so myself. We spied the army. He walks in with his army. I had my guys maybe a little bit too far away. I think I should have had them a little bit closer. Like just out of line of sight, waiting for him to come back in. And we would have been in a good spot. Yeah, I'm not sure about what Zeus is supposed to do here, in all honesty. Like, it seems like you can't go for this kind of all in, and it doesn't exist anyways, because I can, like, if I see you coming this way, I can literally just go, all right, let me go up here. And then you have to go through this wall, and then by the time you get up here, you're sort of out of position. I don't need any more walls. This is all the wall I need. Look at how good my walls are. Do you think I need more walls? I think you're wrong. Walls are... Look at how much gold I got in the bank. You think if I spend more on walling, I would have less stuff. And if I have less stuff, then I lose the game. So, no. So walls are expensive, man. Like, look at this. This here is 15, 30. Here is an extra 3. So that's 33, 45, so 48. And then you got another like 50 something here, and then over here this is like another 15 or something. So you like this is like nearly 100 gold. That's like 2 units. A wall here, I don't think it would. I reckon a wall here would slow me down too much, because he'd just come and knock it down, and I'd have to fight him over here to save my wall. Besides, I want him to walk through here. Like, I want him to be here so that I can kill him. If he wants to run at me, I'll let him. That's more than fine. Like, this isn't a weakness on this spot, you see? This is where we want him to be. We want him to come and attack us. GG.